Please welcome Kevin Arnold.
So I was standing in the train station, frustrated and angry. I was charged with picking up a friend who was coming from out of town to look at colleges, and I think it was a hookup. And I was angry with myself because I had gotten to the train station and I had forgotten to ask what this person looks like. And I was frustrated with myself as well because I was in a situation where I was surrounded by people coming and going, and I was looking for someone, and that's really hard. And I also kept getting distracted by this cute red-haired girl over on a bench, like I'm Charlie Brown or something. And we're like locking eyes, but I can't deal with that right now. I'm finding a person. So I thought I'd call my friend Sean, and this is the early 2000s. Not everyone had cell phones. So I had to find a payphone, call him at his place of work. That's why I was picking up his friend. Talk to his manager, who had to get him. And then he came, and I asked, what does this person look like? As he's telling me, I feel this tap on my shoulder. And I turn around, and there's the red-haired girl. And she goes, Kevin? And I go, Sarah? And it was just good grief. After that, it played out like a romantic comedy from the early 2000s. So it was like a montage set to the Dandy Warhols. And I showed her all of Portland and its sights and sounds, and we kind of started falling for each other. I don't know about the hookup, but there, it was with us. The feelings, or at least I felt them. I hope she liked me too. She did. Sean was there the whole weekend, but instead of being a jealous person, he was a supportive friend, and he really was into us getting together, drove us everywhere we wanted to go, and gave us space when we needed. But the weekend ended, and she went back to Seattle where she lived. And we stayed in contact. We talked on the phone every single night until we fell asleep. And then like a week in, she asked me this question that I wasn't ready for. She said, when did you lose your virginity? And I hadn't. I was 20, and I'd grown up fat, and I was bullied for being fat. And there's another level on that where, yeah, you'll hate yourself, but if you're a man and you talk about hating yourself, it's even worse. And I wasn't gonna unload that on her. So I just said, I haven't. And there was a long pause on the phone, and she goes, well, I got dibs on it. And that's how I felt. But then my second thought was, oh my gosh, like what if she sees me? Like I don't want to look at this person. What if she sees me and rejects me? But I didn't say that, of course. Instead, we made plans that 2 weeks from that very night, I would drive up to Seattle and we would get it on. I didn't have a car, though. So I turned to my best friend, Sean, and asked, hey, man, could I get a ride to lose my virginity? And he's a very supportive friend, so he was way down with that. In fact, he said, I have to drive up to Washington on that weekend. I have to go to Olympia, but I'll gladly go to Seattle with you if you just help me run this errand in Olympia. Okay, sure. I probably thought I had an ulcer for the next 2 weeks. I was so nervous. But then the day came, and Sean picked me up, and we're on the road for maybe about a half an hour, and Sean turns to me and goes, hey, just so you know, this errand we're running in Olympia, I'm doing my very first porn shoot. It's just a jerk-off scene, no big deal, but I wanted you to know. I was so nervous, I didn't really even hear it. I was like, I was like, literally along for the ride. So we're driving into Olympia, and we're driving through this wooded area, I remember, to this apartment complex, and looking at the wooded area and thinking, oh, that's a really good secluded spot to shoot porn. And we got to the apartment, and the ladies who were doing the photography came out and greeted us, and that was probably the first time I noticed Sean was as nervous as I was. I mean, he was about to do his first porn. And they noticed it first. So they gave him some whiskey to calm his nerves, but not too much whiskey. And then they started telling us about their mission statement of their porn site, which was for queer people and straight people and people of color and different body types. And this was helping calm Sean down. But what really helped me was when all four of us were leaned over their laptop and they were clicking on pictures, showing us the website. And there I saw it, a fat person who wasn't being fetishized, they were being normalized. And I hadn't seen that before. Like, I hated this. And Sean was ready, so they took off to the bathroom because Sean wanted to be wet for his photo shoot. And they left me in the living room on the couch with a book that I totally couldn't focus on. And all these new thoughts, that somebody might look at me when I take my shirt off later tonight, and instead of rejecting me, would be into me, would find it beautiful. I hadn't had those types of thoughts before. It kind of changed my attitude. It changed it from, oh my God, I'm so scared about this thing, to, fuck yeah, let's get this thing done. So the rest of the drive, we kind of went up, joked a lot, and in my head, I was just turning it over and over again. And we got to her house, and I got out of the car, I walked up her driveway, knocked on the door, and she opened it. And there was that red-haired girl from the train station. But now I knew who I was looking for.